welcome or welcome back to Champion the Passion, a weekly pressing podcast where we inspire you to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. I'm your host. My name is Victoria Daisy, and today we're going to be recapping everything that happened last night on AEW Dynamite. But before we dive deeper, don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. But let's dive right in to the opening segment with Samoa Joe. So the ops came out, first of all, to interrupt Tony Schiavone, per usual. And they came out to rant about what happened last week with Hangman Adam Page. For those who don't know, last week Hangman Adam Page, during Halloween week, dressed up as Tony Schiavone to be able to attack them during an interview. It was goated. Anyways, so Joe started blaming Tony for playing a part in what happened last week. Then Tony was going to plead his case before Joe told him to shut up. Then he said that there are consequences coming for your actions, and they were literally going to go beat up Tony Schiavone. So security came out, as they should have, and then our AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page came out and left Joe shook. Seriously, Joe left the ring and was shook. Why he thought maybe Hangman wasn't coming out? Obviously, he's going to come out. And I thought that was a bit funny. But he ran away like the little coward he is. No, I'm kidding. But a typical heel activity, and we love to see it. Then the ops started taunting Hangman again, and so Hangman needed a little bit of backup. So Hook and Eddie Kingston came out as backup. Then Hook challenged the ops to a 6-man tag match for the main event. And I really have to say, I liked this segment. Obviously, you guys know I give you Cliff notes, so this is really little compared to what actually happened, but I thought it was a great continuation of what happened last week and a great setup for the main event. I just thought it was really good. But let's head into the first match of the night. We had a blood and guts advantage battle, match number 1, Orange Cassidy versus Claudio Castagnoli. Now, for those who don't know what an advantage battle is, for Blood and Guts, there will be a multitude or multiple of these advantage battles. This is just match number 1, but everyone who is in Blood and Guts will be in one of these matches. I believe they're doing some on Collision this weekend as well. But if from one team, if 2 out of 3 of those people win one of their advantage battle matches, then that team will get the advantage in Blood and Guts next Wednesday. If you guys have no clue what Blood and Guts is, well then get ready, because it's insane. If you guys have seen War Games, it's the same thing. It's like the double ring, except it's a lot more brutal, and it's absolutely amazing. It's all elite. Anyways, that's what this match was, and it was a really good match. I mean, I thought both of these men worked really well together. I thought they had great spots, great storytelling moments, and in the end, Claudio Castagnoli took the dub. So that is 1 point for his team. Obviously, I think it's 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4. I can't remember, but we're going to have to wait till this weekend on Collision to see who actually gets the advantage. But the next match we had was for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships tournament match. So we had Mercedes Moné and Athena versus Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale. Now, this was a really fun match, if I'm being completely honest. I'm enjoying both of these tag teams on their own. And I think getting to watch them collide was really fun. I think they all bring something unique and different to the table. Getting to see Harley Cameron absolutely grow and advance into the superstar she is today every week has been awesome. And so, unfortunately, though, there were shenanigans from Billy Starks and Chris Statlander on the outside of the ring, which, caused distraction, as it does. And in the end, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale won. And it was a clean victory. And now they're advancing to the semifinals. And I'm almost speechless because this was such a big fumble for AEW. Like, guys, I thought the plan was to have Mercedes and Athena go all the way, rack more titles onto Mercedes, and it was just going to be great. The world would be healed and we'd move on. But that seems to not be the case. Obviously, she got eliminated in round 1. I'm disgusted by that. I'm already getting nauseous. But let's move on before I vomit, because I just can't believe that Willow and Harley advanced and they didn't. Anyways, if they literally win those tag titles, you'll never see me ever again. Anyways, So next, we had the Hurt Syndicate segment. So they were out with Tony Schiavone once again. Tony was out and about last night to talk about the Full Gear Casino Gauntlet match, which for those who don't know, the Casino Gauntlet match is kind of like a mini Royal Rumble in a way. Like people keep coming out, but not really. It's two people start in the ring, but it's like kind of elimination, but not really. I don't even know how to explain it. They did one at All In this year, so you can watch that if you want to see. That's when MJF won the contract, and that whole thing with him and Hangman Adam Page happened. Or was it him and Adam? I can't remember. My brain's fried. It's been a long week. But yeah, the Casino Gauntlet matches are so much fun, and I'm so excited that they're doing another one at Full Gear in 2 weeks. It's going to be, or no, 3 weeks. It's going to be, no, I'm a liar, 2 weeks. Guys, I am not okay. I promise you. Anyways, so yeah, I think it's going to be really fun, really interesting. And so MVP announced that Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are entering the Casino Gauntlet match. And so Tony Schiavone asked a very valid question, and he was like, well, what's going to happen if it just comes down to the two of them? Like, what's going to happen? And MVP really tried to steer away from the question and like politic his way out of it by just trying to be like, well, we just win regardless. We just win them regardless. And I'm like, okay, you don't want to admit the truth that there's a possibility it could come down to the two of them. Do I think that's going to happen? Probably not. But I really hope at some point it does happen, because I feel like that would be really curious, or I'd be really curious, and it'd be really interesting to see how that all plays out. But obviously, I don't know if that's going to happen. But then the demand came out. That was my best Ricochet laugh impression. I'm never doing that again. But Ricochet got on the mic to say that MVP's old. Like, come on, buddy. Is that the best you got? No, I'm kidding. But he tore apart the Hurt Syndicate, calling them old, saying it's cute that they're trying to chase gold at, quote, their age. Diabolical, first of all. And then MVP started talking back to Ricochet, but then it really just became yelling back and forth. But then MVP said, quote, you talk crap, but we hurt people. Let's go. And so the Hurt Syndicate was ready to go beat him up. But of course, being the typical heels they are, they ran away. So obviously that didn't happen and the segment ended. But I thought it was a really, really fun segment. I freaking love the feud going on right now between the Hurt Syndicate and the Demand. I think it's so good. Everything they do is so entertaining, between the promos, the matches, just the backstage segments, everything in between. I freaking love it. I never wanted to end Tony Khan. If you're listening to this at all, please never stop this storyline. I know at some point you'll have to move on, but like, please don't. This is the one that I'm like, yeah, I could watch this to the day I die. 10 out of 10. I love this feud. Anyways, moving on to the second match for the Blood and Guts Advantage battles. We had Darby Allin versus the Death Rider's very own Daniel Garcia. This match cooked. Okay? It cooked. Both of these guys are great. Okay? You put them together, they make magic. And they both kept making each other better and pushing each other throughout the match. Like, you could almost see the competition in there. It was so good. Throughout the match, just chef's kiss. That was, spoiler alert, best match of the night. But Darby Allin won in the end and made Daniel Garcia tap, which was a gag, and I loved it. But then, of course, the Death Riders came out to attack Darby Allin, but backup was quick to follow and scared off the Death Riders, and that was really that. There's a pattern here, right? There's a pattern. Then I can't wait to talk about this. Then we had an FTR segment. Okay. Guys, so let me take a breather because I'm going to start cackling in 5 seconds. So they started talking about how they are the new #1 contenders for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, right? And obviously we know they're facing Bro Dito at Full Gear for the titles, blah, blah, blah. Then they were like, okay, let's call out Bro Dito, right? But then they didn't come out. Their music hit, they didn't come out. And so then a video pans backstage to Stokely Hathaway locking them in what looked like a locker room maybe, or just like a room. And it was absolutely hysterical. Then FTR said that the next best thing that they'll get is Bandito's family, who was sitting front row. And guys, Dax and Cash went to his family, specifically his grandma, and started cooking her. Okay. I was a little gagged that they did that. They were making jokes about her being old and putting shame on her for being Bandito's grandma. And eventually she ended up slapping Dax, which was period baddie. Like, love that for you. And then a video popped on the screen of Brody King smashing his fist through the door, choking Stokely Hathaway. And then they eventually came out running down the ramp and, well, tried to attack FTR, but they ran away because, they're heels. That's the pattern here. But it was a fantastic segment. And obviously, again, cliff notes. Like, please, I beg you, if you didn't watch it, please go back and watch that segment. I was rolling, crying tears. It was the funniest thing ever. They need to do more funnier things like that, especially with FTR. Like, they're funny. I loved it. It was absolute cinema. Like, I can't express how funny it was. Anyways, then we had a match between Megan Bayne and Mina Shirakawa. Anyways, and this was a pretty good match, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I've become a fan of Megan Bayne truly, and I thought that she did great in this match, especially against another great talent like Mina Shirakawa. And there were a lot of really good spots here and move sequences that made this match truly all that it was. But everyone and their mother decided to come out in the end, which caused absolute havoc. And it was everyone who's in the women's blood and guts match that we'll see next week. So Tekla, Jamie Hayter, Chris, Mercedes, like everyone, okay? And it was absolute gold. I wish it was like a better ending, kind of, but I didn't hate it. It was just a way to set up blood and guts, right? And then we can head into our main event for the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. We had the Ops versus Hook, Eddie Kingston, and our AEW World Champion Hangman Adam Page. This was, of course, a great match. I mean, usually main events are always amazing because they are the cream of the crop of the show. Anyways, when you have all your fantastic talents in one ring, magic is about to strike, and boy, did it. I mean, everyone got to have their little moment and showcase themselves. I'm really loving seeing Eddie Kingston and Hook together. I feel like they're a really fun tag team, if you will. And throwing them together with Hangman was flawless. And I just thought the storytelling here was really good. The spots, chef's kiss, everything was great. But in the end, the Ops retained, obviously, per usual. What do you expect? But now to my overall thoughts. I thought it was a really good show. My match of the night was hands down the Darby Allin, Daniel Garcia advantage battle for blood and guts. That match cooked so hard. My segment of the night was, of course, the FTR segment. That thing had me rolling, and I need to watch it again because it was absolutely hysterical. Overall, I rate the show about an 8.5 out of 10. So another high rating for Dynamite. I mean, they are absolutely cooking. And I can't wait. What shows do we have coming up? We have Full Gear November 22nd. And then the week after, November 29th, we have Survivor Series. So that should be really fun. And then obviously this Saturday, we'll be back talking everything that happened on SmackDown tomorrow night. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to this episode of Champion the Passion. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed. Follow me at It's Victoria Daisy across all social platforms and follow Champion the Passion across all streaming platforms. Don't forget to champion your passions and celebrate the joy in what you love. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.